Hey guys, just wanted to drop you a quick note and a reminder. If you go to my website, Digging for End Time Truths, you will find a free download of my newest book, God's Time Capsule, and also New Testament Worship is on there for a free download. You will find that there's other articles on the website that will help us all in our spiritual growth so that we can all grow up together. And just a reminder to like, subscribe, share this as much as you can because we need to get the word out, and hopefully you'll be a part of that. So thank you all. Welcome back to the Morning Breadcast. I am Mark Christick, your host with Digging for End Time Truths, and we are in our second part of the series, Why We Should Be Watching. I know a lot of people think that, are you just obsessed with like the second coming of Jesus, or why do you dig into these things in such detail? Well, I think it's best put this way. I am in for the long game. And why? Because I think Jesus was in for the long game. He told us, don't store up here things in this earth. He goes, store up things in heaven, because that's where you're going. Don't grab things here that rust will rot away and moth is going to corrupt. He goes, store up things in heaven. He said, seek first the kingdom of God, and all the things that you need will be given to you. I'm not looking for things that I need, but I am looking for the long game, because at some point, this is going to end. I've seen enough people's lives go to the end of their days, and I know at some point this will end. So the reason for looking at the second coming is because, first of all, we talked about yesterday, Jesus told us to watch for these things. He says, what I say to you, I say to everybody, watch. He said, if the master of the house comes in an hour and you don't know, he goes, you're going to be asleep. He said, so watch. I'm telling you to watch, right? The second reason that we're going to cover today is, the signs of the times that we're in are very clear. I'm going to read a passage out of 2 Timothy that talks about the demeanor of the people in the world in the time of the end, right? And I'm going to start reading out of 2 Timothy in the 3rd chapter. Right from the first verse, and it says, but know this. This is Paul writing to the church, you and me. If you believe in Jesus and you're part of the church, Paul's writing this to you. He's telling you, he's saying, verse 1, he's saying, know this, that in the last days, perilous times will come. In fact, the word perilous means grievous and hard to deal with. So he says, but know this, that in the last days, perilous times will come. Verse 2, for men will be lovers of themselves. Do these things sound familiar to you? Lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Verse 3, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good. Verse 4, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. And verse 5 says, having a form of godliness, but denying its power. And from such people, turn away. So that is Paul giving his warning to the church about what it's going to be like in the last days. And many, if not all of those things, fit the people that are out there today. The general population is in that state, right? And it's interesting to note where he says, having a form of godliness, but denying its power. It almost speaks of this social gospel that shows people out there that think that they can change, that they're going to change the world with just policies, and everything that they do is making them godly people. But they deny the power of God. They're just out there doing their social thing to get their status and to get their name out there and to be part of this good movement. And there's nothing wrong with trying to do good things, but when you deny its power, the power of God, because ultimately, like Jesus said, his kingdom is not going to be set up until he comes back. We're not going to do it for him, but we just need to occupy until he comes, right? So that phrase, having a form of godliness but denying his power, is very interesting, and it's enlightening, and it shows this state of mind of people that think they're godly people, but they have no connection with Jesus the Christ, right? So here's what I want to leave you with for today. We are in an hour that Paul talks about that men will be lovers of themselves. They'll be lovers of money, right? They'll be unthankful and unholy, right? They'll be without self-control. And they'll be lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. And we're looking at a society that is clearly in that condition. So what I would say to you is what Jesus said, and we covered yesterday. What he said, he said, watch for him. Be prepared for him. We covered last week. We talked about being prepared. We talked about being prepared emotionally, spiritually, and naturally, right? So I'm going to leave you with this for today. Watch, because the times are clearly evil. But don't be discouraged, because he's coming back soon. And we will see you again next time on the Morning Breadcast.